So big game against the Niners. The Niners are a little bit banged up. We'll go into a full game preview, what it's going to take for the Bengals to get a win, how's Joe Burrow looking, that and much more coming up on Blue Collar Bengals. Is that intro too long?
No, I like that.
Should I shorten that? All right, we're good. We're here. Bye week's over. Bengals are back at practice. Niners are back at practice. We've got a big one on Sunday. So we're going to dive into all of the information about the injury reports. Who's playing? Who's not playing? What can the Bengals do to get a win? How you feeling, Ron? How you feeling about the game?
Good, dude. I really do. I think we're going to come off of this bye week rested. The Niners, a little banged up. I think there's some attack points that we can take advantage of. And I am more confident going into this game, I think, than I have been for several others this season.
Really?
Yeah.
More confident than most others going into the game against the Niners. Now they're on a 2-game skid, but before that, man, they looked unstoppable. But maybe PJ Walker broke them.
It did. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that they're on a downward trend and we are on an upward trend. And I really just think that's going to play to our advantage. We'll get into it. I know we will, but there's some key spots where we can attack and I think really take advantage of this 49ers team.
And one place that you could take some advantage of it is if they're going to be forced to play their backup quarterback. Brock Purdy entered the concussion protocol late Monday night, flying back from Minnesota after they lost to the Vikings. Now, he was doing some light work on the field on practice today, but he is still in the concussion protocol. Now, I don't know how the hell that works. I don't know how the hell a guy is in concussion protocol, but he's allowed to strap up his helmet and he's allowed to go out there and play. The same thing happened before week 1 with Denzel Ward in Cleveland. He was in the concussion protocol, but he practiced like on Thursday and Friday and he ended up playing in the game. Now, he had 2 weeks between his concussion because it happened in the last preseason game. Purdy doesn't have that, but the way that Kyle Shanahan was talking today makes it sound like he thinks there's a chance that Purdy could play.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had concussions. They suck. Going out and doing any sort of heavy activity a couple days after claiming to have a concussion sounds terrible, let alone having to deal with Trey Hendrickson pounding your face into the dirt. So I don't know, like, if he's really concussed, if they were being cautious. I have no clue, but you're right. I mean, you said it. You were watching today. He was out on the field doing light work. I mean, who knows?
I just don't know how that works in the grand scheme of things, but it clearly fits within whatever the protocol is. So that does make me wonder if he's going to be able to lace him up. But if he doesn't, we get Sam, I'm seeing ghosts, Darnold. And I put out on Twitter last night that I think that it might concern me a little bit more. I think Sam Darnold might be a better thrower of the football for one game than Brock Purdy is.
I got dunked on for saying my verbiage, I believe, was Sam Darnold does not suck. And I was getting dunked on. Everyone was saying, no, he sucks. He sucks.
You did.
Right? People were dunking on me. He hasn't really played meaningful football for a bit, right? He's a backup guy now, and Purdy has obviously had the reins there. His last meaningful game, I'm looking here, was in like 2022 against the Bucs. Threw for 341 yards, dude. Like, he can throw the football. He can surprise you. He's not a crazy, crazy threat like a lot of these other quarterbacks we play. But I think it's a dumbass's viewpoint, sorry guys, to say, oh, we got this in the bag just because Sam Darnold's out there. Like, Purdy, Darnold, right? And like you said, is Darnold a better thrower? I don't know, but I tell you what, I'm not sleeping on him. Even though I said I was confident, I'm not sleeping on him.
And people said, and somebody said it's a backup quarterback, the Bengals should handle it. And I said, well, historically speaking, backup quarterbacks haven't been kind to the Bengals, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody was like, "Well, if you look at the last 2 years, they're like 8-6 against backup quarterbacks." I'm like, "Yo, that's not good. Like 8-6 versus backups isn't good to me." So
No.
I don't know that the Bengals versus backup quarterback thing is necessarily like a trait or anything like that. I think that they've had some shitty luck. The Mike White game everybody remembers, but
Yeah.
Darnold's a first round talent, man. I mean, I know that he went to the Jets and they were just terrible. He went to the Panthers and they're the Panthers, so like he hasn't really had a fair shot either. And Kyle Shanahan has made Mr. Irrelevant look like a damn Pro Bowler. So I think that he could probably tap into the first round talent of Sam Darnold and make something happen. And I also followed up and said that I don't know that Sam Darnold's that great of a starter for a full season, but I think that he can get you for a game.
I like the way you phrased that when you said that. Like, he's not going to make a run, but he's a bridge guy that can keep you afloat. And then, are we in F word territory with YouTube? What's F word territory?
We're past 5 minutes. I think is the cutoff. We're
Okay,
6 minutes
all
in. Let's let it fucking fly.
right. Like you just said, Kyle Shanahan has been a fucking magician with Brock Purdy, dude. Like, flat out, man. Like, literally, you said it, Mr. Irrelevant. The guy goes on that run that year, and he comes in and he's still the starter, right? I mean, no one else is really there to beat him out. However, they were playing good football before this downward trend they're on. Like, Shanahan's who you got to watch out here for, man, because he can use Darnold flat out. Darnold is not a fucking like a limping dog walking through the street ready to get hit by a car. He's an athlete. You said it. He's a first round talent, man.
By any means. Chat's popping off a little bit. Mark, Houday, thanks for tuning in as always. I don't know if you guys can tell. We got the spooky Halloween font. I logged in and it said it was there. I said, fuck it, let's check it out. It's making things look a little bit different. And then K Breezy, that's Kevin. He says backup quarterbacks are a kryptonite, like you just said, Mike White. We made him look like a future Hall of Famer that game. And that did happen. And I think the Bengals defense has come a good way since then. I think that the Bengals defense has been playing very, very well as of late, as we saw as they saved the Seattle game for us. But it just there is tape on him too, which somebody mentioned to me. There's tape on Sam Darnold. There wasn't tape on Mike White, and I get that.
Yeah.
Wedge Gordon's tapping in. Houday, y'all. Houday, how you doing, man? So I think that it sounds like there's a decent chance that Purdy plays, and if that's the case, then we have nothing to talk about. But
no, but there's a shot Darnold's out there, so like the conversation needs to be had. I think. I mean,
there's
if Purdy
it's
plays,
probably 50-50.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows? I don't know. The guy's out there on the practice field, like I said, like concussion protocol. Sit me the fuck down, man. I'm drinking Gatorade and watching them boys run around while I chill in the shade. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe Purdy's a tough son of a bitch and he's ready to roll. So we'll see.
But it's all about clearing the protocol from the independent neurosurgeon and their independent doctor or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Like he can feel as good as he wants to feel, and players know how to answer questions correctly to get themselves back on the field. Let's not pretend that they don't. But he does have to get cleared. And if he does get cleared and he plays, that's fine. But other Niners injury news that I think could be big for that Bengals defense that we're talking about was Trent Williams did not practice today, and he did not practice on Wednesday. Now, he didn't practice the whole week leading up to the Minnesota game either. So there's a good chance that Trent Williams is not out there, and Trey Hendrickson gets to play a backup left tackle. And Trey Hendrickson's having a hell of a year. He's having a hell of a Pro Bowl type season. That could be the key for us if we can get that blackout Trey against a backup left tackle. Now, I will say Trent Williams is a vet. He could practice. He could play without practicing.
Yeah,
I mean, he's that damn good. He's a vet. He's been in the league a long time. But I tend to think if he didn't practice all last week, he didn't play last week, he hasn't practiced yet this week, I think Shanahan might sit his franchise left tackle so they can get into their bye week and try to get rested up. So that was a long-winded way to tell you that Trent Williams was out of practice on Wednesday. He's out of practice again today. My personal opinion, he's not going to play. I don't know how it makes you feel.
I'm right there with you. I'm tweeting the show out here. That's why I'm looking down. Sorry, but I'm right there with you, man. There's a big drop-off between Trent Williams and like fucking literally anybody in the league. Like
Yeah, he's a monster, dude.
Trent Williams, the next best dominant guy. Like Trent Williams, like Trent Williams is a freak, dude. So if Trey's playing Trent Williams, he's playing probably best lineman in the league, right? And he's going to do what he can do because Trey is a dog, a fighter. He's going to go out there. He's going to try to make Trent look like hamburger meat. If he can, awesome. He'll get his touches. He'll get through. If it is not Trent Williams, Trey Hendrickson is going to have the game of a lifetime. I just, if whoever is Trent Williams' backup is just going to be in 3 hours of hell going against Trey Hendrickson, in my opinion. And I don't know who his backup is. I don't really care who his backup is, to be frank. Trey Hendrickson is a freak. And, I mean, we got Myles Garrett in our division. We got TJ Watt in our division. But guess what? We also have Trey Hendrickson in our division. His name needs to be in that discussion because he's an absolute animal, dude. And I think if the backup to Trent is playing, it's going to be a rough day, man. It's going to be a rough day for him.
I agree. And don't cancel me, anybody, Cleveland fans that might see this or anything. I'm not saying that Trey Hendrickson is on the same level as Myles Garrett because Myles Garrett's a fucking alien. But Myles Garrett abused Trent Williams the last time he was on a football field. So I don't think that Williams would just walk all over Hendrickson, especially if he's out there with a little bit of a bum ankle by any means. I think Trey could still get off. But if they're playing their backup, I think that Trey Hendrickson could completely wreck this game because if they can shut down the run with McCaffrey, and I know we'll get into him because he's another fucking wizard, but just purely from that left tackle position, if they're playing a backup, I'm thinking Trey Hendrickson has 2 sacks, a bunch of pressures, and just has a day.
I agree. I really do. I think he's going to get back there if it's the backup for 2 to 3 and make this dude's life hell. And they're going to have to guard that side the whole time, and it's going to end up being McCaffrey on the other side getting run defended by none other than this guy right here, Sam Hubbard. I mean, it's like we've got a way to play these guys, right? Pressure with Trey, that run and contain defense from Sam Hubbard and the linebacking crew. Like there's a path to absolutely embarrassing this 49ers offense, I think. Like they're going to get there because they're talented. But there's a path for us to absolutely dominate them. And I just like can see it when I close my eyes. Like, bam, Trey hitting from the left. Boom, Sam taking McCaffrey out for a loss of 3. Like every time they try to hit it. Like McCaffrey's going to get his. Like, what did you tweet? Like you tweeted out yesterday that he needed a touchdown. Then boom, like 2 seconds later, he got his second one. And then I see you popping that. I'm going to talk Debo before I start freaking ranting here.
Well, we hit on this last week, and I just thought this was a good point to bring, or not last week, 2 days ago when we did the last show. But when you're bringing up the fact that we can really try to tee off on McCaffrey and contain McCaffrey, Debo Samuel being out helps with a lot of that because he's a big receiving threat, but he's also a big running threat. He gets used like a running back a lot. So now he's out because they confirmed he's going to miss the next 2 games. So he missed Monday night and he's missing this week. I didn't update this from the last show because I'm a fucking lazy bastard. But when you can shut that down, Brandon Ayuk's good. Don't get me wrong. Brandon Ayuk's good, but I think that he can be managed by a Cam Taylor-Britt. And then you got to worry about Kittle. And I think there's going to be a lot of Dax Hill on Kittle. But Debo out, shut down McCaffrey, you have a plan to beat the 49ers.
I'll be honest, too. George Kittle's my tight end on my fantasy team. It's pissing me off. So that is leading me to believe that I don't know that Kittle's going to have a game against us. You know what I mean? Like, he's not playing like Kelsey or anything like that lately. So, like, I don't know. Like, he'll get his, but like you said, Dax Hill manned up on him or something like that. Like, I don't know, the linebackers just chipping him every time he tries to run a slant route or across the middle. Like, there's a way to put these guys just in hell. And I think that the combination of Lou Anarumo stirring the pot and these boys wanting to win, being hungry after the bye is just going to be ridiculous, man. It really is.
And we've got some good comments in the chat that I want to get to, but I want to make one more point before I do. Why did people shit on me? One guy told me I sit down to pee, and I responded only in the middle of the night when I'm tired. People got a kick out of that, so I think I got him. But when I said I didn't want to play the Niners off 2 straight losses, Everybody acted like I was like tucking my tail between my legs and tucking my sack between my legs and being a woman. I'm just saying, man, it's a veteran team. It's a talented team. It's a good team. They're going to be pissed off. They just lost 2 games in a row. That does give you a little bit of extra oomph. That does give you a little bit of an extra sense of desperation, so to speak.
Yep, I agree. I got shit on a little bit too because I said something to the effect of, good Lord, I really don't want to be the 49ers get right game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, that sucks, man. And when a talented team is on a downward spiral, all right, we're going to get this one. This is where we get right. And we unfortunately have had to say that this season. But I don't know, man. I'm confident. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I got the Bengals Kool-Aid. I really just I'm all in. I think that we're going to handle it and take care of business and win this week. So we'll see, man. But maybe my head's in my ass and it's going to be another close one because we love keeping it close. But I've got this air of confidence that tells me we're going to go out there and take care of business.
I agree. And getting to the comments, I got a text message from my dad. I got to teach him how to comment on YouTube, but I think he's just watching on the TV, so he can't type. He says, do like the Vikings did and blitz the shit out of them. And I like that idea. I think you send Pratt, you send Wilson, you apply pressure to Purdy, you stuff the A gap, you know what I mean? Contain things on the outside with your ends, and you got a shot.
Hilton off the edge, stuff those gaps. I agree with you, dude. Totally agree. That's what I said. Like, if I'm the Bengals this week on the defense, my entire mindset is to just make their lives hell. Like, I think this is a game where that's what it's got to be going into it. I see the comment, Jonah Williams better get a lot of help with tight end chipping Nick Bosa. Otherwise, Joey B will be on his back a lot. Joey Bosa, you know what I mean? Or Nick, is it Nick? Sorry, Nick Bosa.
It's Nick. Yeah.
Bosa, Joey's a Charger or whatever. But I, what do you think of that, man? Yes. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel. I'm trying to hide comments and shit just keeps popping up. This is not a professional outfit like we say every week. But yeah, on Kevin's point, I think that they probably will use a tight end to chip a little bit. They'll probably get Sample out there. He's the blocking tight end. And yeah, I mean, Jonah's got to prove his salt this week. Wedge Gordon says we got to apply scoreboard pressure though. Between George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk, they have some of the best non-O-line blockers. And that's true. George Kittle's a damn good blocker. They still use Juszczyk, which is, I think he's a fullback. They line him up at fullback a lot. He might be technically a tight end.
He's a fullback. He is. He's a fullback.
Like a fucking fossil. They don't even use those things anymore. But that's a very good point. And then Benjamin Mumphrey, this is a new, if you hear a child yelling, my kid is in the other room apparently pissed. I know how this mic is. It picked it up. Benjamin Mumphrey, this is a new commenter. I don't think I've seen him in here before. What's up, boys? Are we going to get our tackling right this week? And that is something that is absolutely 100% necessary against this Niners team, is wrapping up, driving your tackle to the ground, not going for the shoulder hit, not going for the big hit, and just getting the guy on the turf.
We've been better at it. We decided that one game against Tennessee, we were going to try to arm tackle Derrick Henry. Stupid, right? So if you think you're going to come in and play the 49ers and arm tackle Derry Sanders, you're not. I'm sorry. He's going to run right through you, and he's going to embarrass you. So we got to wrap up. We got to drive his ass to the ground, 100%.
Yeah, and I think that it was better against Seattle in the last game. I think that it had improved. There were some that I didn't like. You got to tackle a guy named fucking Bobo, Big Pop, Boom Boom, whatever the hell you were calling him on that show. Sir Boy, the Bengals are like Nick Castellanos, nothing but deep drives, and he says that with the Tom Brenneman profile picture. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's he also says, Drew, you have one minor flaw, but that take was more than fair. Who in the hell wants to play the 49ers ever? He probably thinks my flaw is the Michigan fandom. But yeah, I mean, the Niners are a hell of a team, man.
Yeah, you're a cheater. That's what it is.
Yeah, and here comes Nick Bosa is a great Buckeye. Yeah.
You're going to get it. I like that Benjamin Mumphrey comment. Longtime Twitter follower, but brand new subscriber. We like to hear that. We're trying to build this YouTube channel out and make it something fun, a fun place where you guys can come and watch a couple idiots talk about this team, man. So,
And Kevin with a good one. Is this the week your Drew Sample anytime tutty hits? Help chipping Bosa a lot and get rewarded with a tutty, or is that way too creative for this play calling? I'm going to tell you, man, I saw some tight end work getting done from the Vikings with Hawkinson against the
Yep.
Niners, and that Drew Sample anytime touchdown just started kind of churning in my gut a little bit. I might throw a 20 spot on it this week on BetJack, Ohio Sportsbook. Shout out.
Boom.
And Surboy makes a great point. Like the show, like our stream that we're on right now, it does help us. Subscribe to the show. All the
Sure.
stuff that you see at the top of the banner that I forget to verbally say in the show. Please do that for us because it does help us. We're trying to grow this thing. We've grown pretty quickly. We appreciate all you guys that have done it. We are actually finally on Apple Podcasts too. I've been on here bitching about Apple for weeks since we started this thing, and I discovered today that it was actually my fault.
Oh God, please do tell.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Yeah. So I logged on to the Apple Podcast Creators site or whatever the fuck it's called. And when we first launched the show, and I created a channel for Blue Collar Bengals, I put in our description. I put in all the. Well, I discovered today that creating a channel doesn't do shit if you don't go in there and create a show. I had never created a show.
Okay.
So for those of you that are watching, or if you're listening on Spotify, and maybe you're only on Spotify for us, I doubt anybody did that. But if you did, we appreciate it. But you can now find us on Apple Podcasts. You just have to search Blue Collar Bengals. We're the first show that pops up. So to the Apple community, I apologize. I took shots at Apple, and it turns out it was 100% my fault.
Oh, are we gonna go through this with Spectrum? Is this gonna, like, in 2 weeks? You're gonna be like, oh man, my
No,
my router wasn't plugged in.
I will never, ever apologize to Spectrum. It got so bad that I got a DM from Alta Fiber, the official internet provider of the Bengals, free ad. They were like, "We're coming to Dayton. Let us check your address." So I sent it to them. And they're like, "You're in our plans." So soon, maybe I'll have Alta Fiber.
That's amazing, dude. That's
Dude,
bad.
Twitter's wild, man.
Ultra Fiber, Drew Garrison, first commercial. Let's go. Come on.
It could happen.
Go, dude.
Tony's here. He says, "Come off the bye week healthy." We are fairly healthy. Akeem Davis Gaither hasn't practiced all week. He's probably out again. Chase Brown popped up with a hamstring. Orlando Brown Jr. was limited, but he has been saying that he's going to play, so I think he's going to be fine. So I think he'll be there.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
So yeah, we're looking pretty healthy. There's no injury designation for Burrow. There's no injury designation for T. T did say today that he doesn't want to have to test his pain tolerance for the rib, but he knows that he has to, so he's ready to go.
Yeah. Yep. I like
Kevin
that. Be healthy.
Kevin says, "I know how to keep Christian McCaffrey out of the end zone. I'll put $100 anytime touchdown bet on him, and he won't score." That's how my luck works. Maybe I should do that because I can't hit a bet to save my fucking life this year. That's a good idea.
If McCaffrey throws a goose egg up and he shows me a fucking bet slip for $100, I'll give him his $100 back.
I'll go 50-50 with you. Do it, Kevin.
Fucking cover
You'll either win money or get your money back. Exactly. I'm in.
Oh my God, Jesus. I mean, you imagine holding them to 0? That would be ridiculous. All right, we've talked defense and we've talked the importance of containing McCaffrey and Kittle and who the hell is going to play quarterback for these Niners. But let's talk offense, man. We touched a little bit on Nick Bosa. They've got Fred Warner. They've got a decent couple of corners there. What do you think the offense's key to victory is this week?
Expose their corners like Addison did. Addison put up 124, I think, 125, something like that. Why can't Jamar Chase put up 175? I believe it's Charvarius Ward, the dude that he has just cooked his whole career because he was with the Chiefs prior to that. Their secondary isn't good.
Yeah. Like, they got a couple of corners that can, like, give you a couple quarters, like I said, like a couple good, in quotation, corners. But if Addison coming in can put up that, like, why can't Chase have a 200-yard game? You know what I mean? Like, we should absolutely dominate them. I don't – like, we are a bad matchup for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you got a jersey behind you that says always fucking open. And I think that that's awesome because we need Jamar Chase to be always fucking open.
Yeah,
But I also don't want to have to rely on a Chase 200-yard game. I would like the Bengals to be able to run the ball.
of course.
I would like the Bengals to be able to spread the ball around, get it to Higgins, get it to Boyd. Hopefully, a tight end can fucking do something and be somewhat of a threat, whether it's Irv Smith, whether it's Drew Sample, whether it's Mitchell Wilcox, or whether it's Tanner Hudson, who I think should be called up and be the primary receiving tight end. But I don't want to have to rely on Chase to go crazy. It's fun watching him go nuts. It's fun watching him have 3 touchdowns and 200 yards. It's awesome. It's a thrill. But I
Yeah.
don't have to rely on that. And Mark says here, this is a good point. Burrow's going to have to get rid of the ball fast against that pass rush. And I think that that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And is that Chase in the quick game so we can try to get that one-on-one and beat that first guy and take it for 15, 20 yards or maybe to the house? Or is it these 50-50 balls to T are going to start dropping, man. They're going to start coming down his way. He's too damn good not to. It's been a rough start. He's been banged up. There's been some OPI issues and things that we've seen in the Rams game and the Seahawks game. But eventually these balls are going to start going T. Higgins' way again. And he's another week healthier, too, off the rib fracture. So I'm hoping that he gets involved. But I would, this would be a great, great time for a 100-yard mixing game.
Okay, I like that. And the way I'm looking at it is we're a bad matchup for them schematically with our wide receiver strengths. But you thinking we can use Mixon off maybe Bosa's other side there and get him a 100-yard game? You see that as a path to victory?
I could, and I also think that Travion Williams is going to be a key to this game in pass protection. If we're talking about the running back room, he's the primary pass blocking running back. It's usually a tell when he comes in that the Bengals are throwing it, but I don't think that it's really that big of a secret when the Bengals are going to throw anyway. But I do want to see if they go under center. Callahan talked about that over the bye. There were some reports from practice that Burrow was taking some under center snaps in his warm-ups and the media availability part of practice. So I really want to see if they do that because I think that could really kickstart the running game because their shotgun runs are just too damn predictable.
Yeah. Well, it's like we said. I don't even remember what episode it was, but it's tough to run out of the shotgun. Everybody does it; it's doable, but it is harder to run out of the shotgun than it is under center. Flat out, you're further back. You have to cover more ground before you can cross the threshold of the line of scrimmage. I mean, and I thought it was interesting reading that as well that Burrow was practicing under center. It's going to put some people in a tizzy, but why not try it, man? You know what I mean? Why not try it?
And Benjamin says Burrow needs to trust his protection. Seattle rattled him in the second half. Kirk had to stand in there and take hits so that his guys could make play, and Burrow needs to do that. And yeah, Burrow's going to take some shots Sunday. It's going to happen. They're going to get theirs. They may not count as sacks, but he's going to get pressured. He's going to get hit, and he does. He has to. We love Burrow's ability to escape and make a guy miss and extend the play, and that's great. But I think there are going to be times where he just has to sit there, eat that shot that he's going to take to the chest, and deliver a ball to somebody over the middle.
Yeah, and I like Kay Breezy's comment here. Are we setting up for the flea flicker to TI again, bro?
Rubber band man.
Yeah, buddy. God,
I love the Trenton Irwin flea flicker. I'm so upset that the last one didn't score.
I know. Do you think it would be more effective if it wasn't Irwin catching it, or do you think it's effective because people are not covering Irwin because they're like, what's that guy gonna do?
Yeah, I think that even if it's a called run play and somebody sees Jamar Chase just running a go route as fast as he can, the corner's probably still going to go with
That's a good point.
And Mark said Seattle made good defensive adjustments at halftime, and we didn't counter it very well, and that's very true. And Shanahan's going to make good halftime adjustments as well. He's a damn good coach. He's going to make halftime adjustments, and the Bengals have to be ready for that offensively. I can't think of the defensive coordinator. He's not. He's good.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. It's not D'Amico Ryans anymore. But yeah, they're going to have to adjust. And Tony thinks that I need Halloween skulls, webs, and a jack-o'-lantern in my backdrop because it looks like I'm in like a creepy basement or something. Lighting's not great in here. I'm working with what I got here in the house, but that would probably look a little spooky.
I like the ground. I don't know why people make fun of it. I think it's badass, dude.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't making fun of it. I made fun of it preemptively.
That's true.
I don't. If we get more subscribers and more likes and more shares and more engagement, you never know. Maybe we get a studio someday. Help us out.
Oh yeah, dude. We need a large company to assist us with that. We need to figure that out. Steve Wilkes, is that the 49ers
Steve
defensive?
Wilkes. That's it. Yeah.
Yes. Wilkes. Okay. All right. Apparently he's on the hot seat. I don't know. That's what it said in that article, but I don't know. I don't pay attention to their shit. But this guy right here, man, he's gonna be the key to victory again. And I haven't lit this. I'm afraid to light it because one, I'm cheap and I don't want to have to buy another one. But it doesn't smell like anything. But St. Burrow here. Maybe I'll light it for this Niners game since he's fully healthy. Pray to St. Burrow, but his ability to get that ball out of there quick to these receivers, hand it off quick, do everything he needs to do. He just has got to do it quick. Key to the game, man. I know we're talking offense, closeout offense there. Do you got anything else on that? I mean,
I think that the last thing that I want to see is what we saw in the Arizona game, and that's moving Chase around. He was in the X position. He was out wide.
Yeah.
He was in the slot, and he was turning them up. I think that San Francisco has a secondary where he's able to do that, and you could be able to get some plays to pop off. They just got to be willing to do it, and Burrow's obviously got to have time. But that's really the last thing that I got on that. We're getting more comments and text messages here from the chat.
Let's take a second to talk about these bad boys, dude. How about that?
Dude, the beanies.
Yeah. Is that
it
tonight?
Is 6:32. 7 p.m. tonight. The beanies drop at www.thecincyhat.com. They hooked us up with these. The beanie. So I was like, yeah, dude, send me the one with the ball on top. I put it on. I look like a fucking idiot. So this is going to be Victoria's hat. This is not going to be mine. Yes. I'm going to buy one without the ball on the top. And I'll be ready for these colder games that are coming up here at Paycor.
Yes, they look great, man. I got to tell you, I got it. And their hats are quality, but like the camera's not going to do it justice, but it's got like that sweater material on the inside of it. They're really nice. Imperial is what they use. You got the black one, right? You held up. This is the white one. Yeah. Ball on top. And then I think they have like gray and black and the non-poof ball kind too. They look great. Cincy hat. They're the official hat of our podcast here. They do great stuff. Go to their website. They raise a ton of money for the village of
Marici. Come on, man. We got to get you ready. Marici.
I want to say Marseille every time. I know it's wrong, so I don't say it. But they do great stuff for the village of Marici, adults with disabilities, getting them housing. They've built like entire complexes of houses with the money off of this hat, right? I mean,
they just recently finished a new building that they have pretty much credited the Cincy hat profits for. 100% of the profits go to it. They make zero money off of this. They have the cost to make the hats. They sell them. Whatever they make goes straight to the village of Marici. Ted Karras isn't lining his pockets. He doesn't need to. He's been in the league long enough. He's got plenty of money. So yeah, man, they have credited one of their brand new buildings pretty much with the profits from the Cincy hat. Wedge says it's a tower of townhomes, and that is accurate. So yeah, man, they're doing a lot of really good work. And Sir Boy brings up a good comment here. We're striping the stadium November 5th.
Okay.
Make sure you look up what section you're in, what color you should wear. You should either wear orange or black. Now, I'm a guy where I feel like I have to wear the same color as the team. So I'm hoping I end up in a black stripe section, but I haven't gotten my tickets yet. The people that hooked me up with them haven't sent them over yet. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to be, but the hats, black, you get a black beanie if it's going to be a little colder on November 5th.
Yeah.
And back to the hats, Victoria says that I told you the balls were for girls. I could go on a very, very inappropriate rant and make a lot of jokes about that right now, but I'll choose not to.
Oh.
And Kevin makes a good point. Teddy Karras for Walter Payton Man of the Year award. I know that he's up for it. I know that he's probably going to be the Bengals nominee. I can't think of anybody else it would be, and that's not knocking anything that anybody else on the Bengals does. But what he has done is unbelievable, as Kevin says, and I think that he has a damn good shot to be the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Yeah,
and I got a text from my dad. One more. He says, Lisa and I, that's my stepmom, his wife, he said, Lisa and I just subscribed. We're old, but we did it. So shout out to them for subscribing mid-show from the TV. Hell yeah. Way to go. Yash is checking in from across the pond.
There you go. We need to start pounding the table for Teddy Karras, Walter Payton Man of the Year, some kind of graphic at the end of the show or something like that. I don't even. How does the voting work on that? Why do I not know that? Who votes on that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who the hell votes on it.
Okay, that's something we should know. I don't know why we don't know that, but dude, yeah, he's got to be our guy, man. Logan Wilson, Homer. You guys in your Logan Wilson. Dude. Bengals plus 15.5. I don't know. Are we talking? Okay, hold on. Tony Tapor, McCaffrey concerns me. Defense. Okay, we talked that already, man. What else you got, man? I don't know. I don't know what else to say to that. I mean, I just feel like we got to go play football. I don't want to get into the Bills yet, but what is that? Plus 15.5?
Bengals plus 15.5 seems good. Now there's been movement on the line. I've been tweeting out as it comes in. Bengals were 4.5-point dogs. Then the Purdy concussion information came out. They dropped down to 3.5-point dogs. And then I looked today on BetJack, Ohio Sportsbook. Shout out. That the line is down to 3 now. So they're pretty much just getting the 3 points that you get for being at home. I don't know if that's because of Trent Williams. I don't know what moved the line down a little bit, but it is down. So things are trending the Bengals direction in Vegas, at least.
Yeah.
And Kevin says that Walter Payton Man of the Year is Twitter voting. At least it was that last year. I promise you, if it is Twitter voting and Ted Karras is up for it, I will make a hell of an effort to drive that on Twitter because for some reason you guys like to interact with my tweets. I've been losing followers since this Michigan thing, though. I'm down about 300, but it's all right.
Cheating bastard. Hey, dude, can we talk about hashtag Cleat Watch?
We do have Cleat Watch, and I'm going to pull it up because
dude,
Burrow put on the Jordan 1s for the Arizona game,
and
he started going a little bit crazy. But we've got an update. We're just going to pull it up. Look at those.
I think there's those. Somewhere. I think he's got a number 9 on him somewhere too, dude.
It's on the tongue.
Is it?
Yeah, the 9 is on the tongue.
It is. Dude, I'm telling you right now, that shoe in that pattern is about to fly off the shelf if it's not already gone. If it's available. I don't know. I'm not a sneakerhead, but I'd wear the shit out of that. That looks nice, dude.
I tried to find him. I couldn't find him. I think he has them. I think they're the same cleats, and he had the orange added. Like he got them customized.
Oh my god!
But
dude.
man,
not a sneaker.
You got the Halloween vibes. You got the shiesty vibes. I don't know what they're going to call. Shout out to Zim. He called them the Air Shiesties. So I think we should go with that.
I like that. I like that a lot. But I saw some people saying, "Well, man, why are you going away from the Pandas? You've been winning in those. What's going on?" He's still on the Nike kick, that stylish shoe. What kind of shoe is that? To me, they're all Air Force Ones in that style, but I don't know.
It's a Jordan 1.
Jordan 1, okay. It's that style. So I think the juju is still there for a win. I think he just little color difference.
I think so.
I'm gonna buy him if I can find him.
Yeah, if I can find him, I'll buy a pair tomorrow. Mark says, didn't Purdy practice today, or did you already talk about it? Yeah, we hit on that. He was doing some light work, no contact stuff, so he's still in the protocol.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what Tony kind of clapped in. Said Purdy took some snaps from center, ran set plays with no contact. He also said, "Baby, get some kid that McDonald." Did my kid start crying again?
No, I didn't hear her. I didn't hear her.
Yeah, I didn't hear it that time. But she already ate. I don't know. My battery is dying on my computer, though, so I'm going to let you kind of run this for a minute because apparently I didn't plug it in. Now, last time I plugged my computer in during a show, everything went to hell. So let's just see what happens.
I'm going to be upside down again, aren't I? That's what's going to happen. All right. You got to play here. Did you do it?
I think we're good.
Okay, cool. We got to see your back.
Did it look good or did my ass crack hang out?
No ass crack. No ass crack. Save that.
You got to pay for that. That ain't free.
Yeah, save that for the Blue Collar Bengals OnlyFans page.
Coming soon. Christmas ain't cheap, folks.
Boom, boom.
I'm going to do it in reverse. Mark says it's buffering. I think I hope that's a joke that Mark put in the comment. If I ever did OnlyFans, though, it would be in reverse. I would just send like pictures of my hairy ass until you paid me $20 to stop for a month.
Whoa, okay.
I think I've made that joke on here before, but that's how I'd do it.
At some point, that turns into assault, but I think
it's a gray area. It's like stealing signals. It's a gray area.
Exactly. Yes. Stealing signals, sending unsolicited nudes to women, and blackmailing them.
No, only men.
Oh,
only men. That's how you get the most money. That's how you get the most money.
It would probably only take like one or two. Realistically. It'll be quick.
$20. $20, or I'm gonna keep sending you pictures of my hairy nipples.
Oh, so will there be a Blue Collar Reds this summer? You were a Reds boy this past season, dude.
I did turn into a big Reds guy, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. I turned into a big Reds guy for gambling purposes. I wanted to gamble on baseball. I figured I might Drew Howard vibes. Yeah, get that out of here, you dick. I shouldn't even clicked on it. Bet Jack just made $20. Everybody's having a lot of fun. Having a lot of fun. But I don't know if I know enough about the Reds to run a Reds show because I went to the ballpark and I'd put money like I hope fucking Ellie hits a home run and he'd hit it and I'd make money and shit like that. But I don't know if I know enough about the Reds to sit here and do a 45-minute show a week about it. Because I don't know, and I don't know enough about baseball. I don't know what a curveball looks like. I don't know what a slider looks like. I just know, like, hey, I hope that guy hits the ball far as fuck.
Curveball curves. That's all I know. I don't know enough about it either. I think let's stick to Blue Collar Bengals. That's our wheelhouse because we're hardly good at this. So
yeah, good is subjective. Tony said, "Holy shit, I can finally download it." I think he might be behind. I think he may not have joined live, so he might be watching behind. But you can get us on Apple Podcasts now. Just search Blue Collar Bengals. Victoria with a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I said that earlier, but she's commented that like 3 times. So I'm going to put it out there that she's riding for the show and making sure you guys know what to do. And Tony says that we're still better than Spectrum. Everybody's better than Spectrum. Spectrum, you stink.
Yeah, Spectrum sucks. Pen update. My pen's working. So
the pen is working on the iPad. There we go. Ron's learning how to use an iPad Pro right now, folks. And just like it was when I first got mine, it's a little bit of a learning curve because we're not very smart.
Absolutely ridiculous. Well, I don't know what else you got. I hear my youngins coming screaming down the stairs here. But what else you got before we kind of wrap up here, man?
Score predictions, all we got left.
All right. Let's hear yours first.
I'm going 31-24 Bengals. I think it's a fairly close game, but we're not going to be sweating and losing years off our lives at the end. With all the injuries that they have going on there, I'm just counting on – oh, dude, our numbers are going through the roof. That baby's adorable. Big baby show. We got kids everywhere. This is a big kids show.
31-24 Bengals. Is that your prediction?
I'm going 31-24 Bengals.
What do you think the score is going to be? Oh God, she's pumped. 31-24. I'm going to go. I'm going to be right in your wheelhouse. 31-27. I've got the confidence, but I'm also a realist, and I think it could turn into a close one, especially with that line being right at 3, like you said. What do you think the score is going to be, Molly?
Actually, talk.
I will tell you, your daughter looks cooler in that hat than you did because you put it on pre-show.
She does, yes.
Way cooler. Yash left a
Obviously,
good comment.
what were you
I'll,
saying?
I'll, I'll end on this. Whatever podcast platform you like, please like us. Give us a 5-star review. Yash said he just did it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to get out of here and go be dad. You're clearly going to get out of here and go be dad. I'm going to leave with a hooday. We're beating the Niners on Sunday.
Hooday, baby. Let's embarrass them. Let's go.